Schools breakfast. I'm Vicki Snell, Newport Mesa trustee, president of the board, and I thank you for joining us this morning so early. Well, early for me, not for some of you. I'd like to remind you that your $32 ticket, $1 of which goes to each of our 32 schools to use as they see fit. So I thank you for that. Joining us today are some of my colleagues, and I'd like to introduce them. Charlene Matoye, Vice President of the board. Dana Black, member. My mentor, Karen Yelsey. And retiring this year, we have Walt Davenport. So I'd also like to take a moment to introduce the dignitaries here. So I asked for advice because I've never introduced dignitaries before, and I've gotten all different ideas. So I think we're gonna do, because sometimes dignitaries get jealous and upset, we're gonna do one clap. Okay? Okay. We have our mayor, Sandy Guinness. That's all right. Do what you want. I'm not. We have Mayor Pro Tem Will O'Neill. We have City Councilman Jeff Herdman. That's good. I like it. And he's a former superintendent, correct? Assistant. Okay. So he's very familiar with the educational system. I have here some other people that RSVP'd. I don't know if they're in the room. Scott Piotr. Okay. Kevin Muldoon, Brad Avery, and Diane Dixon. Okay. And the city manager of Newport Beach, Grace Ling. And the fire chief, is he here? Chip Duncan. Police chief John Lewis. Gary Clemente, school resource officer. And Newport Harbor High School school resource officer Adam Dudash. And school resource officer Sabrina Fabry. And you can stand up, just because you get one clap. You can stand up, okay. I'm sorry, Sandy, I made you the mayor of Newport Beach, didn't I? I'm really sorry. I'm sorry, I kind of got off my script here. Okay, I didn't introduce Duffy Duffield, the mayor of Newport Beach. There, okay, so we already introduced Sandy. Alan Mansour is Mayor Pro Tem. Katrina Foley, council member. John Stevens, council member. Jim Righeimer, council member. Tom Hatch, city manager. And Dan Stefano, fire chief. Jose Torres, our school resource officer. Yeah, ooh, got a whoop. Okay, yeah, thank you. And Ty Rank, school resource officer. I don't see Ty, okay. And I'm told that Dr. Majaras, the superintendent of OCD, might be here. Yes. He's there, okay. You can get a real round of applause. Okay, and Tom Johnson, is he in the house? No, okay, well. Okay, so that went well. Thank you, Mr. O'Neill. That was his suggestion. In my almost 5 years on the Board of Education, I'm proud of many things that have been accomplished in our district. Of particular importance to me personally is the great strides we have made and continue to make in our pathways that address career and technical education. We now have opportunities for students that choose to go on into the medical field, engineering, film, graphic arts, manufacturing, culinary, construction, and more. Most importantly, giving our students the exposure to these many careers, as well as music, dance, and performing arts, as early as elementary in many cases, gives our students insight into their interests, talents, and future passions. Additionally, it provides those students with career options right out of high school or with an additional certificate program. We continue to work with administrators and teachers to improve student achievement through better assessment tools, teacher support and training, collaborative curriculum and material choices, and improved data evaluation. I am proud of the improvements made at our school sites and the focus on continued safety and security measures and our financial strength and vision, ensuring stability for our students and employees. I hope that as students, staff, business, and industry partners and government leaders, you take away today a better understanding of our district and the many things we do to continuously advance public education. Those of you that haven't finished your breakfast, enjoy it, and we'll go on with the program and share the updates of the current district initiatives. Now I'd like to introduce Pat Korter. Did I do that right? Yes, president of the Newport Mesa Schools Foundation and the mother of this whole thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Vicki. Oh, good morning. So I'm Pat Korter, president of the Newport Mesa Schools Foundation, and on behalf of the foundation, I too would like to welcome and thank you all for supporting our schools and supporting the foundation in the work that we do. We're very proud to be partnering again with the school district for another sold-out breakfast. So we have come around full circle. We started 5 years ago at Corona Del Mar, and here we are again. Lots of planning, fundraising, and many volunteer hours have been logged by our all-volunteer board. And speaking of fundraising, I would like to acknowledge and thank the generous sponsors of this morning's breakfast. So, Vicki, I like the one clap idea, so let's continue. So, Kyocera Document Solutions, Newport Mesa Federation of Teachers, Karen Brutman, Schools First Federal Credit Union, and they have been with us from the very, very first year. Culver Newland, Mesa Water District, Costa Mesa Sanitary District, Engardia Brothers Produce, AALRR Law Corporation, KYA Services. All right, so we so appreciate your support of education in our community. The Schools Foundation was formed way over 30 years ago to provide extra support to students and teachers in all the schools in our district. So in all these 30 years of service, we have given out well over $7 million in teacher grants. Your support of this breakfast also provides funds toward these yearly teacher grants. If you would like to help us provide more grants to teachers, there is a membership form in your goodie bag, and there's a few on the table in front of you. A grant can be given in your name or your company's name for a donation of $500 or more. And this year's breakfast has raised over $20,000, our best year ever. Also, take a look at the centerpieces that have been made by the Associated Student Body of Corona Del Mar. If you would like to have one, please put $20 in the envelope that's on the table and take your arrangement with you. And all the proceeds go directly to Corona Del Mar ASB. So please feel free to go back and get seconds of everything, our Starbucks coffee. And at this time, I would like to introduce the Newport Beach Police Explorers Honor Guard who are going to post the colors. Please stand.
Right. Detail. Halt. Detail. Left. Face. Detail. Freeze and mark. Detail. Right. Face. Forward. March. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. 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 Right. Left. Right.
So you may be seated. Thank you so much to our explorers and especially our Corona Del Mar madrigals. Weren't they wonderful? At this time, it is my great pleasure to introduce Kathy Scott, principal of Corona Del Mar High School. Woo!
Wow, thanks for making me feel like a celebrity, just for a moment anyway. Well, good morning. I am Kathy Scott, the principal here at Corona Del Mar High School, and on behalf of the Corona Del Mar Middle School and High School community, We want to welcome you. We're a 7th through 12th grade campus. We are honored to host the Newport Mesa Unified School District State of the Schools breakfast for the second time since its inception in 2014. There's a couple of benefits to hosting, and one of them is that we get the benefit of spring cleaning, so to speak, in the fall. So when you're getting ready to have a party or a lot of company come over for a holiday, you do all those little projects. Well, whenever a school gets to host State of the Schools, the district's M&O department, maintenance operations, comes in and helps us with all those little repair things that we've been wanting to do, but they're just not a priority. But the fact that you're coming on campus, they get done, and it makes everything look absolutely beautiful. And so a big thank you to our maintenance and operations department under the direction of Tim Holcomb. His crew was here working tirelessly for several weeks. I do also want to thank our cheerleaders for coming this morning at 6 a.m. They did a wonderful job greeting. Our jazz band was here. They're in the back now eating breakfast. They were here performing, as well as our magical singers. So you see a little bit of a highlight of our music department from our program. I also want to thank Annette Franco and Matthew Jennings from the district. They are the two people, and I don't know where... Matthew's back here and Annette's somewhere running around. They are the two people that partner. They're the district representatives that partner with the foundation to make this all come to life. And we start planning this in the summer, and we meet weekly until today. And so it's kind of the fruition of everybody's hard work, and we want to thank everybody for investing their time and energy in making this possible. I also want to give a special shout out to all of our ASB students from all of our high schools. They're here hosting, serving, and helping you have a warm experience and a comfortable experience. So as the host of the school, we also have the privilege to share a few words about the work that we do and to highlight all that's going on behalf of our students. Here at Corona Del Mar, we have 2,456 students between 7th through 12th grade. I'm a believer that in that saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words, so I'm going to spare you my 1,000 words and let you see a video and take an inside look at what CDM is all about.
Hi, welcome to CDM.
And welcome to our school.
Bienvenue à notre école, CDM.
We have great learners here.
The students here show up ready to learn.
So CDM is definitely it's a combination of multiple things. We are definitely academically strong here.
It's much more collaborative learning now. You looked at the seats in my class, I have them in groups, and a lot of the learning happens by having the students talk to each other, and then I get to listen and then help guide them and make sure that they're getting to the right topic.
Just the environment that CDM fosters has been very beneficial in my life.
If these kids come prepared, ready to learn, parents do a great job putting a priority on education, so that makes our teachers' job easier.
Kids are socially aware of all issues, and I feel like a lot of that comes from our community. I feel like they really absorb the world around them. They talk to their parents a lot. I feel like they talk to their teachers. I feel like the teachers are doing a lot of real-world application in their classes.
Youth and Government, we are a political club on campus, and we love creating civic engagement within our community to increase voter turnout.
Our kids are very respectful students. They're very engaged. They're very philanthropic. They want to help. They care. They want to do for others.
So we're the Freedom Project. We're dedicated to raise awareness about human trafficking.
We help the main organization, CASA, with any activities, fundraisers, helping out in the office, anything that they really need, so that they can help in the OC foster care system.
Bring education and basic necessities to people in poverty overseas.
We're giving kids lots of opportunities in the fine arts, and a lot of our kids are moving on to do it post-secondary as well now.
Montana State loves CDM.
And so does UConn.
I've talked to college admissions officers. They say CDM students are well prepared. They're well focused to go out into that post-secondary experience and give their best and do their best. They know they're getting a great student, and it's worth their investment to bring them into their campuses.
So, Small Liberal Arts College in central Pennsylvania, literally students from 47 different countries, 45 states.
I'll miss here a lot, but I'm excited for the future too.
Ciao, siamo di American University of Rome. Abbiamo situato a Roma.
All right, so we're Ole Miss, located in Oxford, Mississippi.
Well, CDM is a lot of things. It's the arts, it's academics, it's athletics,
sports, extracurricular activities. I think we offer kids a lot here.
It's really inclusive, just really overall a great school. Here I would say CDM is a family.
CDM is awesome.
Everyone here is actually pretty humble.
CDM is big in every way. Big learners, big activities, big sports, just truly amazing all around.
To provide the highest level of comprehensive instruction aimed at empowering students to learn with resiliency, act with empathy, and live with integrity.
We are the spirit of CDM.
Thank you. And now we have a special performance from our middle school drama department. These students actually wrote their little pantomime and they're going to perform for you. So if they'll come forward now for their little performance. Thank you. Thank you, students, for your little pantomime. Thank you very much. Now, at this time, I am very honored to introduce our superintendent of the Newport Mesa Unified School District, Dr. Fred Navarro, who will facilitate the State of the Schools presentation. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Navarro.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so impressed. Mike has never cleaned up after themselves. Such a good job. Such talented students. The magical choir, beautiful rendition of the national anthem, and our middle school students up here. Of course, my only talent's for the obvious, so at least I'm not clueless. We did skip one dignitary. I'd like to ask her to stand so we can give her a one clap. OCDE board member, Marie Barkey. Could you please stand and give her one clap? Welcome. Thank you for being here. What a difference 5 years makes. You know, the first year here, we were all wondering if we'd have enough people buy tickets to pay for the food. And now the foundation has done such a great job of soliciting partners that they're in a much stronger financial position. Can we please give the foundation a round of applause for all of the volunteer hours? So I'm going to switch here. Testing?
Too much testing.
Pardon me?
I just said too much testing.
Oh, okay. Really? So anyways, we're going to do something a little more traditional this year and give you really a status of the district. In the past, I've kind of shied away from doing that because I really did want to highlight our students and the really fun, exciting things that are going on in our district that really make it a joy to come to work every day. But we're going to give you a little more of a traditional view of the status of the district. And we're really proud of where we are as a district. However, that being said, we're going to do it a little less traditionally. Okay? So you've all heard of TED Talks, I think, if you've been on YouTube or if you've watched anything. A TED Talk, for those of you who haven't seen it, it's about a 25-minute presentation by a speaker, and they talk about one topic, and they share their deep knowledge about that one topic. So we're going to kind of do a TED Talk, but we're going to take turns. So this isn't really a TED Talk. This is more like a Fred Talk. Okay? And we're going to start off with our finance. And the reason we want to start off with finance is because, all the things we're able to do in the district, okay, from the signature academies to our music program that goes throughout, that is year-round music program, to the robotics, to the amazing athletics that we have and amazing performances we have. It's all because we can afford to do those things, and it really takes good financial management. We have a huge budget. It's $350 million about every year just for the operating budget. Then there's another $150 million that goes into other projects such as construction. So you're looking at $500 million that we operate with. But really what I want you to know is as Mr. Holcomb comes up and starts talking to you about our financial status and our facility status, is it's really not about today, it's about tomorrow. That everything we do today, we do with an eye for how is this going to make things better for the next iteration. As our society changes, as our educational demands change, as our technology continues, as we always changing. And so really what we've called this little segment is paying it forward. So I'd like to ask you to give a nice round of applause to Tim Holcomb.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Navarro. It really is wonderful to be in a district where we have such a great financial capability to pay it forward. As you've seen for the last few years, the district has been investing in its facilities in some amazing ways. For example, this last summer, you've seen us provide air conditioning at 6 of our schools this last summer. This next summer, we'll be providing air conditioning at 7 more of our schools. And ultimately, by 2021, we will have air conditioning at all of our schools district-wide because of the district's amazing financial position. So that's fantastic. We also thank the voters of the community who passed the bond measure, which will allow us to build a new theater at Estancia High School, which will be getting underway soon. We also have taken redevelopment funds and are putting them toward a replacement pool at Estancia High School. And then, of course, right here at CDM, there'll soon be a new artificial turf stadium, and the lacrosse field will be done. So it's amazing what this community has supported, and in fact, not just through bond funds and the district's funds, but through the funds of folks like yourselves who are committed to raise money for our district. In fact, right here at CDM, the CDM Foundation put over $1 million into the school's library to make it a state-of-the-art learning resource center, and we thank them so much for their support in that way. And of course, thank you to you all, because without the generous contributions you make to the district, we wouldn't be able to do all the things that we do. So thank you.
So while Tim didn't mention this, I just wanted to let you know that, with all of that money that goes through our hands every year, that we're one of a handful of districts, maybe 7 or 8 in the state, that have a AAA bond rating. And that means we get to borrow money, if we ever have to borrow money, at incredibly the best market rates available. And that's all because of the great guidance, behind the scenes work that's done by Tim and his team. And I don't know if Jeff is in there. I need just to give a shout out to Jeff, the best chief financial officer in the world. So, Jeff. But where does most of our money go? Really, most of our money goes to the people that interact with our students. Okay? We spend a large portion of our operating budget on people. Okay? Because we are a people business. We have people interacting with little people or younger people. And really, that's what makes a difference. You have to have quality employees to have a quality product and provide a quality experience for kids. So it's all really about, do you have the best? Do you keep the best? And do you have teachers and classified employees that are there to do everything they need to do? No questions asked about what's best for the kid and the focus on our students. I'd like to introduce Leona Olson, who's going to talk to you about our HR services.
Thank you, Dr. Navarro. Well, good morning. Newport Mesa employs approximately, or just a little bit over, 2,700 people who serve our students and support them each and every day. And so when we go to recruit, it can be challenging in some areas, but I can tell you in Newport Mesa, it's not. Newport Mesa is highly competitive in the educational world. And of course, I think we would all agree that people, when they start to look for positions, they look at salary, they look for benefits, what that is. And again, we are highly competitive. In fact, the last survey that was done, Newport Mesa was in the top 20th percentile of the county for our certificated staff. And that does include a health and welfare benefit package that most districts can't touch. So we have that right from the get-go. But that's not what keeps people. And it's also often not the most important thing to people. What is important is the reputation that we have in the educational community, what we have with our business partners, of all of you here, of our college and universities who continue to help us recruit quality folks for both teaching positions, support staff, and administrators. And then when people get to us, they recognize and we build upon that reputation and we recruit through word of mouth because of our working conditions. We have some of the lowest class sizes in the county, really low class sizes. We invest in the interventions for our students and support, which helps everybody do their job collectively towards student success. And we invest in our new teachers. They have mentors, and we fully support them in their 2 years of induction that they're required to do so that they can hone in on their skills. And then we offer professional development for employees, both support staff and certificated staff. Again, building those skills, staying current on best practices. And then there are leadership opportunities that we offer for both classified and support and certificated staff so that we can build the capacity and retain people as they move through their career.
So it's really all of those components that assist us in attracting, developing, and retaining the most quality workforce that we possibly can for our students.
When I was a teacher, I remember there were students that I really felt I kind of had to get out of their way. I mean, they were just going straight. They knew exactly what they were doing, so I became their cheerleader. You know, I would support them and cheer them on and congratulate them for all of their accomplishments. And then there were kids I had to spend a little more time with. You know, kids who needed something more, who had more challenges, whether it was because of family or whether it was because they had needs. They had individual needs. So, you know, as teachers, we spend more time with those kids. And I think it's a measure, an indicator of educator quality when you do pay attention to the most vulnerable and challenging students and help them overcome hurdles that maybe some of our other students don't have. Now, they all have hurdles, trust me. But, you know, some are just more challenging than others. And so I think for our district, we want to make sure we're taking care of the most vulnerable and challenging students. And I can't think of a better person to lead us than Sarah Jochum, who'll share with you what we do.
Good morning. When Dr. Navarro started talking about those who maybe need a little extra help and support, I thought he was talking about me and, and the staff up here. But I would like to tell you a little bit about the role of student services and our job to identify and remove academic, health, social, emotional, and behavioral challenges for our students. And when we identify and remove those barriers, we are able to support students and allow them to be able to access their education. Well, that sounds great, doesn't it? But what does that really look like in our district? So when you look at some of our academic challenges for our students, our division supports students who may need accommodations or modifications to the core curriculum in order for them to access their education. For some students, this is 504 accommodations. For other students with special education needs, this is individualized education plans and related services and support from a whole bunch of different professionals we have in the district. One of the things that we've really focused on in the last few years is called inclusive practices. And this is meant to remove some barriers for students as well. And what this does is it allows us to have students stay in the general education classroom as much as possible and really brings services in and removes them as little as possible. So that's a good thing. Yay.
Yeah.
You'll get this as I go. Keep going. So in the area of health services, we know that a lot of students with health issues face barriers in trying to access their education. We are seeing more and more students coming into the district with diagnosis of diabetes, asthma, allergies, anxiety, and depression. And we are very fortunate to have very well-trained school nurses and health assistants who identify those barriers and often work one-on-one with those students for them to be able to access their curriculum. So we're really fortunate to have that. Now listen to this part. We are the only district in Orange County. Did you hear me? Mm-hmm. Only district in Orange County to run a school health center. So I made a bet with all of them that I would get the most applause. You guys are helping. So we also know that social, emotional, and behavior barriers really can impact a student's education. And a lot of these have come out in recent years. We're seeing students who come to school and they're dealing with issues such as substance abuse, depression, anxiety, school refusal. We have students who are homeless. We have students who are hungry. We have students who come to school with a language barrier. And so we try and address all of those different issues. And this year, through the support of the superintendent and our Board of Education, we were able to hire 4 additional school psychologists. And these folks complement our team of professionals of school psychologists, of school social workers, of behavior specialists, and our school counselors, who are all well trained to be able to meet the needs of the whole child, not just the academic needs. We know that if we're just looking at GPAs and academic needs, we're missing a lot of things that our students need. You can applaud for that. That's okay. Our district is also really fortunate that in the past few years we have developed a crisis support team, and we have over 70 trained staff members who are able to quickly and appropriately go out when there's a crisis and work with our students and meet their needs during and after a crisis. So that's a really great thing. And then when it comes to discipline, what we try and do is look at meeting the needs of kids, but we also know it's important to hold students accountable. So in every school in the district, they run a school-wide behavior system known as Positive Behavior Intervention Systems, or PBIS. And 16 of our schools were recognized for running successful PBIS programs. So, good. And we know that number is only going to continue to climb. So we know that when we look at caring for kids and providing support and removing barriers, we can only do that when we have community and parent involvement in education. And one of the things last year we started was a parent series seminar on key topics, and parents in the community could learn about such things as suicide prevention, drug and alcohol awareness, and healthy communication. And we're really pleased to partner with our Harbor Council PTA to continue that series this year. And what we're going to do, some of the topics for this year include resiliency for students and cyber safety and bullying. And so I think it'll be a great series. So you need to kind of look for that as it's coming up. So in conclusion, for me, student support services may take the lead on identifying and removing barriers to be able to support students, but I can assure you that every division, every department, and every employee that I've come into contact with supports and cares for our kids. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm going to ask Officer Clementi to talk to you about your gambling problem, okay? We'll take care of that. We'll help you. She's vulnerable in that area. As teachers and as an institution focused on instruction, on education, what we teach and how we teach are critical, just critical, okay? We have to teach students instruction, materials, concepts, and skills that are going to take them into a future we know nothing about. And how we teach them makes all the difference in the world, using best practices. A third element, though, is how we work together. Because we can do a lot more if we all work together and push in the same direction than we can by going in disparate different directions. So I'd like to introduce someone who's traveling the country because of the work he's done with materials adoptions. So John Drake will be presenting in Dallas in a couple months. He's been asked to present many, many places because of the collaborative system he's put in place on how we adopt the right materials for our classrooms and for our students. So nice round of applause for John.
Thank you, Dr. Navarro. It is truly humbling to be up here and share the great work as an individual, but really share the great work of the 25,000 support staff and teachers that really do it every single day. And just so you all know, I am a product of Newport Mesa Unified School District, so I owe it. Obviously, I owe an enormous amount, to this school district, and I'm proud to be part of it. I think it's important to start with the end in mind when we're talking about curriculum and instruction and realize that since 2014-15, 96% of our students have graduated from our system college and career ready. And that's a result of an enormously dedicated group of teachers, students, administrators, and support staff who are really focused on making sure, as Dr. Navarro said, students leave us with the ability to pursue whatever they choose, whether that's college or career. In that note, we have several of our 96% of our students who do pursue that higher education. Annually, we have students who obviously attend universities and colleges throughout the United States, including the most prestigious of Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Stanford, up and down our coast here as well. And that's a result of students taking the opportunity to pursue the rigorous course offerings that we have here. Currently this year, over 3,000 of our high school students are taking at least one or more AP classes and or IB classes in pursuit of that higher knowledge so that they can be successful in college. As far as career goes, I think it's important to recognize also our career technical education pathways that we have in preparing students for industry and careers if that's what they so choose. Currently, we have 11 complete career technical education pathways throughout our comprehensive high schools with 25 courses that are not only aligned to industry standards, but also aligned to our core curricular standards so that while they're preparing for potential career opportunities, they're also preparing for college if they so choose. Those pathways are filled because we have 3 CTE feeder pathways from our middle schools, as well as multiple opportunities for students to explore and learn in our elementary schools, some of those engineering, robotics, coding areas. It's quite impressive to see what's going on starting in elementary school and continuing on to give kids opportunities if they so choose to pursue a career after graduation. This year alone, we've started 3 new pathways in our comprehensive high school. Engineering and design with the new Maker and Innovation Lab here at Corona Del Mar High School. Patient care pathway at Estancia High School is outfitted with a modern medical simulation lab. And then production and managerial arts pathway starting this year with the film and sound lab at Newport Harbor High School. I think it's best to share kind of an actual story in relation to our commitment to college and career. And I want to talk about a student who graduated last June from Estancia High School. This young man, which I'm an alumni of, I'd like to share that, so I'm going to take the opportunity to share a little bit about Estancia. This young man graduated after spending 4 years in our career pathway of engineering and manufacturing. Part of that opportunity that he took involved an internship at West Coast Manufacturing during the summer of 2017, and he obviously took full advantage of that opportunity while continuing to pursue his dreams. He'd been recognized towards the end of his time here in Newport Mesa throughout Orange County as an exceptional STEM student, actually participated on a panel with the CEO and president of SpaceX as an expert panelist. And he left us in June. He left us accepting a position at West Coast Manufacturing while still pursuing his education in manufacturing and engineering design in college. So a perfect example of our commitment and our success in making sure our students are leaving us with both college and career opportunities and an actual choice. I've spent a lot of time talking about our secondary schooling, but all of these opportunities begin actually in our preschool early education programs and continue on through our elementary grade levels through 6th grade, where students and teachers focus on making sure that they get the foundational skills to be problem solvers and lifelong learners, so that when they get into secondary as well as leave us after high school, they're prepared to pursue their choice. College or career. Thank you.
So hopefully you're hearing that we have a focus on every individual students. I don't use this often, but it is something I challenge our team with when we get to a point where we're having an intellectual debate about what's better, which way to go this way, how do we, get more fingerprints on this conversation. And really it's about when we really get stuck and we're really trying to make a difficult decision, I asked them, well, what would you do if it was your kid in that classroom? So with that, with the terrible violence that's going on in our society, we talked about what are we doing for safety in our district? Are we really doing everything we possibly can do? Are we as systematic and systemic as we can be with all of our safety initiatives? And the answer was really no, And so Russell came to me and says, I think I need to take this on. So to tell you where we are in protecting and enhancing the safety of our students, I'd like to introduce Russell.
Good morning. As you know, safety has been and will always be our #1 priority for our kids. We have spent a lot of time over these last several months to really analyze and look at our safety practices here in this district, as all school districts have had to do. And I want to say that we have taken a very comprehensive approach to how we look at safety. And we are accomplishing this through very proactive measures. And there's not enough time to cover all of them, but I do want to share a few things with you in the area of safety. The first one has to do with our belief in the value and the importance of partnerships, starting from our staff at every school, our classified, our teaching staff, our employee association unions have been working greatly with us as partners, our site administrators working very closely with district administrators. Our parents are a valuable partner in keeping kids safe, and our parent organizations. Beyond our school walls, also our community partners. There is a long list of community partners that work with our district, many in the area that Dr. Jocham had mentioned, working to support the whole child. I also want to emphasize that our partnership with the FBI, Homeland Security, OCIAC, the Orange County Sheriff's Department, they have been providing a lot of resources and we're taking advantage of all of them. Our partners sitting right over here at the Orange County Office of Education, great partners in many areas, including safety. And I do want to emphasize our relationship and partners with both the City of Costa Mesa as well as Newport Beach is stronger than ever. And I can go on with the city officials and the fire department, but we work very closely on a day-to-day basis with our law enforcement. And I do want to take the opportunity to have our SROs, our school resource officers, who work and are part of our school communities on a daily basis, to stand up one more time. And I see several of them here, so would you please stand? Yeah. Thank you very much. This type of relationship, this type of partnership with all of these folks, everybody, is really, truly what makes our schools a safe environment for our kids to learn. A couple of things I want to share with you that this year, we are taking our training and drills to a higher level. We have to in this day and age. Practicing various scenarios. We do all of our normal procedures, but we're taking them to a deeper level. We update our plans every year as required by law, and we work very closely with our law enforcement partners. Two things that I'm very proud of this year that our board supported and our district adopted, two new systems in the area of safety. The first one has to do with the state-of-the-art emergency communication system. The company is named Titan. And what this allows us to do is to send messages internally amongst our staff as well as externally to our parents. And this communication, as you know, during an emergency is absolutely critical. It also allows an alert system for anybody in distress or needs to alert an administrator immediately to do so with this system. The other system that we're very proud to adopt this year is a standardized district visitor management system. Any of you who have visited our school this year, you probably know that you're now being asked for your photo ID. We are taking that ID, we are doing a quick scan to make sure that we do not allow any sex offenders onto our campus. And then we log and make sure that we know who's on our campus at any given moment. So these are standardized procedures throughout the district. We're very proud to do that as one initiative to keep our students and staff and visitors safe. Now, like I said, my time is limited, but we do have a dedicated web page on our district website just focused on safety. So if you want to take a look at what we're doing, we constantly update that through our public information office. And finally, I want you to know that our work is never done when it comes to safety. We will continue to improve, continue to practice, and be proactive and prevent anything from happening on our campus. So thank you for being partners, and we will keep our kids safe. Thank you very much.
Okay, if we could just give these individuals a nice round of applause. They truly are the experts in the field. Thank you for all those 14-hour days, those 16-hour days, those 70-hour work weeks. I asked them to do the impossible. They in turn asked our principals to do the impossible, who then in turn asked our teachers to do the impossible. And you know, the thing about you know, being committed to students is improvement is never ending. And so I just want to thank our leadership for being up here and for having those courageous conversations and those collaborative settings with our teams. We're moving forward. I just want to say in closing, what you heard is financially we're sound. Okay, we are lucky to live in a district where we are called a community-funded district. That's great. It means you know, we can fund all of our operations just with the property taxes in our community. However, it also means that the state doesn't help us, with the exception of special ed and some other special money that we get. We really are on our own. That also means that our finance staff has to make sure that we can make it through a financial crisis, okay? And so we do have to have healthy reserves because the state will not bail Newport Mesa out if it ever has a financial emergency. So great work. Leona didn't say this, but just to give you an idea of how many people want to come to the district and teach, our elementary schools had 4 openings earlier this year, and we got 800 applications. And our poor principals had to go through every single one of those. So we're financially sound. We're doing the best we can to retain the best and attract the best. You know, we work together as a collaborative group, focusing on how we teach and what we teach. And then most of all, we take the charge seriously to take care of our students and our staff. So please give them one more round of applause. I'm going to ask them to go ahead and step down and join their tables. Okay. And finally, I just would like to highlight some of our employees of the year this year. Okay? And let me see where my notes are. Sorry. So, some of the hidden heroes in the district that do amazing, amazing work. So last year we had an Employee of the Year for Orange County. Is Francine here? Could you please stand, Francine? And let's give her multiple claps. Our other classified employees of the year are Accounting Assistant Daniela Logan. Daniela, if you could stand. Thank you, Daniela. In the area of a Special Education Assistant, Maria Gomez. Maria. Thank you, Maria. And then our Teachers of the Year, representatives of the amazing teaching force that we have in this district. Could I ask Amy Tupa to stand? Where's Amy? Vincent. And our Elementary Teacher of the Year, Karen Brazenly. Where's Karen? Again, these are just a few examples of the amazing employees in this district. Last, we're going to shift from staff to students. And I'd like to introduce Alex Kermani and Tati Brunig. Could you come up, please? Now the real talent's going to show up.
Good morning, my name is Tati Bruning, and I'm the ASB Vice President of Corona Del Mar High School.
And I'm Alex Kermani. I'm the ASB President. We'd like to start off by thanking the Board of Education, district leadership, the Newport Mesa Schools Foundation, our CDM faculty, and the students and volunteers that put this event together. We especially want to thank everyone for coming because you are all what make the Newport Mesa School District exceptional.
Although we may all come from different schools and demographics, we are all proud to share our pride for the Newport Mesa community. Whether you're a Sea King, Mustang, Eagle, Bulldog, or Sailor, every student knows NMUSD is a place where everyone can discover their passions and receive a world-class education at the same time.
The student experience is especially unique at our school with the fantastic academics, athletics, and activities that CDM has to offer. In a typical day, we come to school knowing that there are committed faculty and teachers throughout the district who are invested in our lives and want us to succeed both inside and outside of campus life. And we have to remember how blessed we are to have such an involved district.
There's an overwhelming amount of extracurriculars and opportunities our community has made available to the student body. Every student has the freedom to choose who they want to be and find their identity outside of the classroom through student-run clubs, top caliber sports programs, arts departments, ROP courses, and CTE pathways, just to name a few. We have NMUSD to thank for their student-focused leadership and assuring NMUSD students are well served.
In addition to ASB, I'm also involved with another academy called the Academy of Global Studies, and it helps students learn more about the world around us. I'm also involved with the varsity tennis team, as well as our speech and debate team, which has the amazing opportunity to speak at the United Nations in New York every year.
I've been privileged enough to be able to play 2 varsity sports, basketball and volleyball, served on school site council, and been involved with other on-campus clubs, and take AP Art Studio. Students talented in the field of arts can join one of our academies, HAMA.
I can speak for all of our schools when I say that Newport Mesa has done an excellent job of pushing us to our fullest potential and paving the way for the next steps in education. They've provided us with so many important resources by preparing us with a wide range of options such as community college, 4-year universities, military, technical schools, or even going into a career right after high school with a CTE credential.
And on behalf of Corona Del Mar and all of the outstanding ASB students here, we would like to thank you all for coming and say that we look forward to another amazing year where the entire district can thrive and succeed as a whole.
And as you leave, please pick up a goodie bag from the Newport Mesa Schools Foundation, and you may also purchase the beautiful centerpieces that ASB has made for you for $20, and all the proceeds go directly to CDM ASB. Now, Mr. Navarro, thank you.
Okay, before we let them leave, there are a couple things I wanted to finish with. And first, I would like to thank our partners. First, the City of Costa Mesa, the City of Newport Beach. The City of Newport Beach, we just finished a joint venture where they rebuilt the playground out at Newport L. Did a beautiful job. And it looks like carpet out there. That grass is beautiful. That's just one example of our partnership. And we are moving into another phase in our partnership with Costa Mesa as we will soon be launching improvements to Kaiser Elementary's field and Davis Elementary's field, where we have that'll serve much needed recreation needs in the city. And that's going to be a huge multi-million-dollar partnership. But that's the kind of partnership that we have. So please give our cities a nice round of applause. And lastly, I wanted to thank our leaders here, leaders of our employee associations, for their work in the district and for contributing to the incredible workforce that we have. First, our Federation President, NMFT, Britt Dowdy, please. And Britt gets more than one clap. and our CSEA President, Pam Saunders. And the last treat is we have a video, okay? And really this is about involvement. School districts can't do this work on their own. We have a lot of community partners and we really need our community to be involved. So this video is about involvement. So I'm going to ask Matthew to cue it up. And after the video's over, the event's over. Thank you very much for coming.
Being involved is the best way to learn, grow, be a part of your child's life, to be a part of a school site, to be a part of a community.
The Superintendent's Certificated Advisory Council is an opportunity for teachers to come together and ask questions directly to district administration.
It's an easy council to participate in. There's just a few meetings. We problem solve, we talk about things that are happening in the district, we talk about future events in the district.
Perhaps what I contributed to the Superintendent's Advisory Council is my perspective, and my perspective might be different than someone else's. I'm constantly viewing instructional decisions through the lens of wanting to provide opportunities for students in the arts.
Every zone is different, every school is different, every student is different, and when we're all coming in with our various perspectives, it tears down a wall.
I am involved with the Superintendent Classified Employee Advisory Council because in my position as a school community facilitator, I interact with every single person on a campus. So it is important for me to know what's going on, to be able to be that communicator and interchange information with all the folks that I interact with.
I got involved with the Superintendent's Classified Advisory Council because I felt it was a good way to get involved with the superintendent, let our voices be heard from the classified side, and maybe gain a little more information how the ed side works versus the classified side. It opened my eyes into the everyday process of how the district works as a whole.
My name is Jalen Cooper. I serve on the Superintendent Advisory Council. So basically what happens, we meet at a different school in the district and different students come along with the superintendent and we talk about the current issues facing the district and things that in the district that we as students can impact and change. So we choose a different issue every year and it becomes a project that we all kind of take on together and solve by the end of the school year.
My favorite part about it is that we can spark change district-wide. I love that I get to make connections with peers from different high schools and that we can collaborate and make great decisions.
I kind of wanted to do more than just be a student who shows up every morning to school. And for me, I've learned so much joining all these clubs. I've gained so much experience and I'm able to kind of grow and I've networked my way meeting new people through it. And it's just been so much fun. And
one of the ways that I am involved in Newport Mesa is on the Superintendent's Parent Advisory Council. That is a parent representative from each school site in the district coming together once a month in the evening to hear presentations about what's going on in the district. And then we are supposed to go back to our school sites and share that with parents, usually through maybe a PTA meeting.
When you're at your own school, you don't know what's going on at the other 32 schools, right? But in this council, there's people representing all the different schools and you can share your ideas of what's worked well for you and kind of vice versa. They've brought in guest speakers that have talked about what's going on statewide, district-wide, and these are things that you're able to come back and share with your community at your school site, and I think it's a great thing.
Estoy aquí porque me gusta ir al distrito y aprender cosas de las que van a pasar dentro de mi escuela y venir a informar a nuestros padres. Es muy bonito estar ayudando a nuestros hijos, convivir con nuestros hijos. Entonces, que no tengan miedo y que se acerquen a nosotros.
PTA is the Parent Teacher Association. It's a national organization and just about every school site has one. There's a lot of levels in which you can get involved with PTA.
Parents with parents, parents with teachers, parents with kids. And I think that's very important in our system.
What I enjoy about being on Harbor Council PTA
is that I've had a chance to learn more about how the school district works. So that helps me understand my child's education, what my part is in it, and what I can do to help my child succeed.
What I contribute through my volunteerism, I hope, is the love of our neighborhood schools, the love of public schools. And I hope that other parents see that if you invest where you live, if you invest in your neighborhood, if you invest in your children and other people's children, that it helps everybody. It serves our entire community.
Hi, my name is Lynn Ramsey. I'm a board member of the Newport Mesa Schools Foundation. We have been giving grants to teachers to use in the classroom for over 40 years. Our Grants to Teachers program is set up where teachers apply for a grant and we're able to fund their innovative, creative, new ideas that they have to encourage learning in the classroom. There are a number of ways that the community can support the Newport Mesa Schools Foundation. One of them is State of the Schools Breakfast. We also have a teacher awards banquet that we have sponsors for. We also do a membership program every fall.
I serve as president of the CAC, which is the Community Advisory Committee. My take back from being part of the CAC is a sense of empowerment, of being a part of this journey, a sense of making a small difference.
Join something, volunteer for something. Just step in, and it can be as little, it can be writing names, name tags.
The first step is just saying yes to something, showing up to something. There's always a call for people.
If someone is on the line about being involved, I say take that step. Get involved, make those high school memories, and voice your opinion because it is valued. You gotta put yourself out there. You gotta take that step, that leap of faith, telling yourself, okay, maybe I'll try it out.
There's so many things that you can do to have an impact in the lives of your child and the children in this district.
I'm on the super,
That's okay.
I never remember.
The Certificated Advisory Superintendent's Council. Wrong.
That's awesome. That's okay though.
I am involved, council, so Superintendent's Parent Advisory Council. I was like, am I calling it the wrong thing?
Yeah. Okay, Certificated Advisory Superintendent's Council, I said it again.
And I'm on the student superintendent student.
Are you kidding me? This is crazy.
High school, and I'm on the superintendent student committee advisory. Wrong.
You were so close to the last two. So, what?